The top of the Empire State Building.
Miss Brittney Jones.
Let's give her a round of applause in the building, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Man.
This is history.
Yeah.
Like, you are history.
Yeah.
And it's a huge honor for us to have you here.
It's an honor to be here.
We are so thankful. It's so weird. I told you off air to see you without your wig. Because it's just like, you're a different person.
It's like culture shock.
Culture shock. How are you feeling today? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you. Thank you. I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel really good. I've got 2 weeks left in the show. It's been a year now, which I cannot believe a year went by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to time? I just started last week. And now it's like, oh, you're almost done. Okay.
We got to talk about the show that you just started and the wig. I mean, it's just this little production on Broadway.
Nothing
you know
crazy.
what I mean? Nothing crazy. It's like this wicked thing or something like that.
It's like a new show.
Yeah, it's like a little something. But how special did it feel in your heart to know that a little black girl can own this role?
It was so, it still is so special.
Yeah.
And it really, I mean, Wicked in general is one of those shows that's just a dream for so many people.
Yeah.
And so just being in the show, period,
Yes.
and then playing Glinda, like the role in general is a dream come true.
Oh, the It Girl.
So yeah, so then you add on top of it that you are breaking the precedent.
For sure.
And you're opening the door for more people. And then it just becomes like,
It becomes the DMs are always crazy cat.
yeah. But and they're mostly packed with people that are like, thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for reinvigorating my dreams. Thank you for opening this door so I can audition now. It's like that really was what it was. There was just I couldn't audition.
Yeah.
Like it was less about like they just weren't seeing certain people for certain roles because it just wasn't done.
It just wasn't done.
And it's like now you can see that all types of people can play all types of characters. And that's the goal.
Yes.
It's like just give everybody a shot and then hire who's best.
There you go.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you look like.
Love hearing that.
Brittany, I want to hear what you think, because when I was growing up being a Latina, like I just did what I loved to do, and I never really, even though I didn't see exact people what I wanted to do, like I never felt like I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But can you give your experience, because your experience is different than mine, like how did you feel growing up and doing what you loved?
Yeah, honestly, I felt the same. I grew up, my mom has always been so supportive of me. I went to a predominantly white school, but I didn't ever feel like I was held back or that I came to New York and for school for college I went to NYU and I was like, oh, I'm here, I have no boundaries, I was like, I can do it all. What do you need? This that. And so honestly, the culture shock for me auditioning for Broadway was like, oh no, they don't want to see you for that character, they want to see you for this one. And I was like, but
you were told this?
Oh yeah. Well, not for Wicked, but like
yes. So what was that?
It's been a while.
No, tell me about that. Like it's been a while. I know.
It's like 10 years to an overnight sensation. Like what?
Yeah. No. Okay. So what were those first auditions like?
It was, well, first of all, I mean, even back when I first started, it was hard to get an audition, but it was even easier than it is now, which is even it's crazy to think about. So I came to the city without an agent. And so it was waking up at 5 a.m., getting down to the Equity Building, sitting on we call them the non-ec benches, because they were literally like wooden benches outside. Like you couldn't go in to use the bathroom. Like you had to go downstairs to the McDonald's. Like it was like you were paying your dues.
Yeah.
And you'd sit there for 8 hours and not get seen. But you were paying your dues.
Yes.
And I'm grateful for that time and that work I put in, because it taught me that I wanted this bad.
That's the
so
part
then
there.
how much of that did you do until you one time at the 7th hour you got called in?
Yeah. And you know what? It really was the changing point for me. Yeah. I went in for an audition and the person behind the table was like, you need an agent. And I was like, I do need an agent. I'm really glad that you said that, because I agree with you.
Been known.
And he reached out to people that he knew, and somebody reached back. And it changed the trajectory of my career, because then I was able to be seen.
Yes.
And then that's when I learned about the I would love to be seen for this character in this show. And it was like, well, they would love to see you for this character. And I was like, but my voice doesn't really do that. And my personality isn't really that. I mean, I can do that.
can.
Sure. Like I mean, anything to get in the room, especially at the beginning, you're like, whatever you need, I can do that. I can do that. And as I got older and as my resume grew, it was like, well, why can't they see me? I have proven myself to be trustworthy, to be able to carry a show, I've worked with this team before. Like, why? Just see me. If I'm not the person you want, that's fine. But just see me. Just give me a shot. So when I got this Wicked audition, I was like, yes, I just get to sing the music in front of more than just like the mirror.
Yeah, and that part,
you know,
something.
like
there's a purpose to this, like
right,
now.
Right. And I honestly, I had no expectations. I just was like, I get to go and sing this for people.
Yes.
And I'm so excited
To see where it goes.
And I went in and it was like immediate.
Where does that drive
Wait,
come from?
what did they say? Like, what was the vibe in the room?
Well, I went in and they were like, so you're coming back tomorrow for the callback? And I was like, oh.
Immediately?
Well, immediately.
Boom.
And I was like, oh, great. Okay, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I went in for the callback and they were like, okay, so we're gonna call you for the dance call. Like everything
kept going.
It just kept going
And not stopping.
right. And so I went. So I was like, I should probably go see Wicked. I hadn't seen it since. I mean, it had been like 10 years on tour. I'd never seen it on Broadway. So I went and I tried to win the lottery.
Oh my God.
And I met somebody random online and like we were like, do you want to just like team up? And so he won, so I got to see it.
So you got to see it.
And right before the lights went down, I get a call from my agent like, okay, they want to see you tomorrow for the dance call. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch.
Study real quick.
And I was like,
Whoa.
oh, this is a lot. I don't know if I can.
Well, you the big thing that you said, through that is the persistence, is the the grind, the hustle, the I just want to be seen. Where did that come from as a child? You said your mother was there to support you. The team that was there with you, did you feel that along the way to when these roadblocks were placed in front of you, you knew there's nothing that's going to stop Brittany from.
The truth is, like, of course you get discouraged. Yeah. And when you don't get something, and then sometimes you see who does. Yeah. And then you're like, well, I could have done that. Why didn't you? Could have given me direction. Yeah. And then you find out like they knew someone or their resume was more stacked than yours, and like that's fine. But it got to the point where I was like, why can't I even be seen for some things? And I think that that's the conversation that I'm most interested in having in this whole industry. Yeah. It's like it really shouldn't matter, especially at this point. It should not matter who's doing it as long as they are the best. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what's always been for me. I don't care who gets it as long as they're better.
And you've worked, what I'm getting from this convo so far is that you've worked, forgive me for saying, but you worked your ass off to be prepared when the opportunity presents itself. Yes. So when you did get that call in the middle of your first time watching the show, just before the curtain goes down, and you knew that was just going to be the door that was going to open, that you were going to go and embody this opportunity, and it was going to be more than just a dance call back. Yeah. Like, what was that like in your stomach, knowing like I got the look that I feel like I deserve?
I still, even because that was my third callback at that point, and I still was like, oh, cool, they're gonna like see me. Like I had no expectation of this, as because like there's a precedent. Yeah. And it at that point it was like a 15, 16 year precedent. And so you don't think, especially you're not like, oh, I'm gonna be the one that you're just out there doing your best. And that's all I've ever been doing, is like just doing my best and trying to make the people around me proud, and trying to and make myself proud. There you go. So I just was always in there like, okay, I'm going to do my best. Every time. It was just my best.
You damn did it, girl.
And we were talking about the hustle that it is. You have 2 shows, Saturdays and Sundays, and you have shows Tuesdays through Fridays.
Yes.
And you guys have a little vacation here and there?
We get 1 week every 6 months.
And you sleep when?
We don't sleep. Yeah, no. There's no sleep on Broadway.
So you guys are just all on this struggle bus together, like caffeinated and like sore and tired.
Yeah.
But
loving it.
Yeah, and loving it. Right?
Yep, there
because
it is.
You worked your whole life for Broadway. What are some things that were big challenges you didn't expect to
from
come
this
out of
role in particular?
Role?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think you can be prepared. I think I went in. I've led shows on Broadway before. This was my fifth show. So it wasn't my first rodeo in terms of like being on Broadway or even being in a big show.
And the hustle of it all. Like
Right.
you were from the chorus line to the front. Mhm.
Yeah. And then I kind of worked my way
Hustled
up
up.
in this show.
Mhm.
So it was like, it wasn't new to me. And I think, but doing this role 8 times a week, leading a company, you know, like being the person that people are looking to, not only for like the stamina when it's show number 7 and you just don't know if you can do it, and they look at you and you're like, you got this. You know, they're that kind of pressure already, and then added to it the responsibility of the people that I know are coming.
Yeah.
The added pressure of people who I know might be coming and maybe not expecting anything. Yeah. And then being like, well, I'm going to give you a show anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just like you feel all of that energy from people. And so I know, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, and everybody in my life is like, you can't do it. I'm like, but I do. I put
And
so
it's
much
worked out.
I put so much
Yeah.
pressure on myself. Yeah. I don't even remember your question.
No, I just said, well, what's the hardest thing that you didn't expect? But I think that is.
I didn't expect everything that comes onto it in addition to the role.
Energy wise. Yeah.
And the role's hard enough, but the position is something that you can choose to be that or not, but I chose to hold the position in addition to the character. And I'd like to think that that is something that also has contributed to how much it has moved people, because I've put myself out there, and I've allowed myself to hold that energy for people. And
are you finding out something different about yourself, knowing that you can do
oh my
all those
goodness,
things?
I have learned so much about myself this year.
Yeah.
I did not know I was this person.
Wow.
I didn't know that I was capable of holding so much and like holding myself together at the same time. And I don't think I ever gave myself as much grace as I do now.
Yeah. Are you proud of yourself?
I really am.
Yeah.
I'm proud
Say
of
it with
myself.
your chest.
I am. I'm proud of myself.
There you go. You should be.
And
Always.
And Brittany, in those times where you're so overextended physically and taking in all the energy, like what grounds you, or what do you do to relax, and like where's your space to just like breathe and just take the socks off? You know, like what do you do to
Yeah. I mean, I always say the only things in life that have ever been constant: God, family,
and taxes.
That's true.
Those suck. Those are hard.
That's true.
That check's not cute.
Listen.
But I understand for sure.
But, you know, so those are always the things that ground you. Like when all of this is happening and then your uncle calls you and he's like, oh, so you still got a big head. I'm like, oh, well.
All right,
Yes.
damn.
But, you know, like just having people that like remind you of who you are, and having that, you know, like regardless of what you believe, I believe in God. Yeah. So it's like knowing that I am grounded because of the person who holds me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I'm good. No matter if all my energy has to go everywhere, I know that I'm held. And so that's what I come back to.
Wow.
And what about your personal life? Like, do you feel like you have room to date and meet people, or are you just like grinding right now? Like, you know, you got some boot things.
Thankfully, I'm in a relationship, so I don't have to date.
You have to do that.
Dang.
But
is that tough?
It would be with not the right person.
Yes.
You know, like I feel like in this industry in general, I mean, probably for y'all too, it's like it has to be a specific person.
Yes.
They have to be very secure.
Preach.
They have to not be to let you shine. They have
Be okay with nights not being available.
Right. No
weekends.
nights, no weekends. Yeah. Like when Wednesday night, it's on Monday morning. Like, you know, like and also they have to be able to stand next to you. Like,
And not feel
intimidated, to not be intimidated by other people. There's a lot of energies in this industry.
Yes.
It's like, you know, you need somebody that can hold you when you're like, I'm done.
For sure.
And
Finding that person
I'm
is
very
special.
blessed.
That's so great to hear. I'm so happy to hear that, because it's a struggle for people in general to date.
Oh my goodness.
And so then when I hear that there's, someone like you that's able to find someone that balances that and like loves that part about you and supports it, like it's a big thing for sure. So congrats on that.
Let's shifting gears to now. I mean, not only Wicked on Broadway, but now as we get ready for the film adaptation, what is that like? Not only for you to see Glinda come to life on the big screen, to know that you have a part in this iconic role, the world over is going to see it, and what's the energy like around the family that hits the Broadway stage to know that what you guys do so much and put your heart and soul into is getting this magnification for the world to really fully enjoy it as well.
You know what? I'm so excited for the movie.
Yeah.
I'm actually so excited for it. I did audition for it, and I got pretty far, and obviously Ariana is going to do an amazing job. And when the announcement came out, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
The only other person.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I guess that's okay.
For sure.
And she's brilliant, and I know her. We speak on occasion, and she came to see the show, and Cynthia came to see the show, and like they're, so it's like,
did y'all see how, I don't know which camera I'm supposed to look at. Did y'all see how she just rolled past the...
We be talking sometimes.
Cynthia Reed, she came to see the show.
It's like more just to say, like, when it's like real people who are good people and they care about the show.
Heck yeah.
They love it. Like, they're not using it as like, this is my vehicle to
So
whatever.
that must
it's
feel
like
very, very good.
Yeah,
that they're in all the roles are in very good hands.
Oh my goodness, great hands. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to hear it. I can't, because there's so much in theater. You have to suspend your disbelief, and you have to create the world around you with your imagination. The set, but on a movie set, what they can do is CGI. I cannot wait. I hope that they call me and are like, "You want to walk across the screen?" I do want to walk across the screen. So just waiting for the call. Just a second. Just like one short day. I'll be tree number 3 in Oz.
Take me back to my very first kindergarten play. I will be back there.
I'll do it. Exactly. What do you need? I'll do it.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that. It really is everything that we as African American men and women, Latinas, Asian Americans, just all the different spectrums of the rainbow, knowing that you so gracefully are stepping into this and it's bigger than you and you understand what playing Glinda means on a grander scale. It's so refreshing to get to know you in this conversation here that that you're doing your part and more so. Yeah, I don't know how I'm at a loss of words.
I hope that I'm making people proud.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, like, I think the thing that keeps you grounded, that keeps me grounded, is knowing that I have been given an opportunity, that I was chosen for an opportunity, but it didn't have to be me.
Yeah.
And so you can never take that for granted. And you have to make sure that you're not the only one. Mm-hmm. So you have to conduct yourself in a way. You have to make sure that you are always on your A game. Yeah. Because if they disrupt a precedent for you, you want to make sure that you hold the standard high so that they don't question it.
I don't think that a lot of people understand that people of color that are coming out and doing things that haven't been done before have that extra pressure added to us.
Yeah.
So you touching on that and saying that right now, like, really resonates with all of us. We feel like we have to be not only like better, but on our toes even more, because the criticism, for some reason, our race will get thrown into that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Which is so unfortunate. And I think is the reason too why it's important to say, you know what? Yes, I'm the first, but we don't need to qualify that every time we talk about it.
Yep.
I'm the first person to do this. I disrupted this precedent. Let us celebrate that. And now let's be excited that I am a person playing this role well.
Yeah.
And talk about that.
Yeah, and talk about that. And that's something I've tried to be really intentional about this year.
Yes.
Because it's like there's never going to be unity if we are always trying to separate ourselves and qualify everything we do. based on something specific.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brittany.
Like
take it, acknowledge it, celebrate it.
Celebrate it.
We're doing other stuff
And
like this. That's not my whole identity.
Right. And then be like, so I am this thing, and these are the categories that you want to put me under, and that's totally fine. Let's celebrate it. And now let's celebrate the thing I'm doing. That's awesome.
Yep.
I love that you shared that Ariana Grande's came to watch and that you guys have somewhat of a relationship. I want to hear who, other than like your friends and family, did you know was in the audience and you were just like, oh my God, I cannot believe.
On my opening night?
Just in general, like, has there ever been anyone in the audience that you were just like...
I told the stage managers not to ever tell me who's in the audience. I was like, don't tell me till after. I don't want to know. I'm going to give the same show every time.
Every time, yeah.
It's going to be my best every time. So, like, I don't need the added extra. I did know when Ariana and when Cynthia came, though, because we did like photos in the beginning, because then they had to like rush them out.
Yeah.
But because it makes it different.
It does.
Because then you feel like, oh, they're watching.
Michelle Obama's watching me right now.
Our boss's office is right
Gosh,
here.
I wish Michelle Obama. Oh, man.
Was there
don't
anyone
wanna
that
know,
you
though.
found out?
I don't want to know.
Was there anyone that you found out afterwards? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe they were there.
No.
Oh, no, not yet? You just keep going?
I've been told that Audra McDonald is coming.
Damn. Okay. Not when.
They didn't tell me when, which is good, because she's like the reason. So I just kind of want to see her afterwards. They also didn't tell me when Idina Menzel was there. That's
what
God.
it was. Wow, yes.
Because they were like, so Idina's in the audience. Would you like to come and meet her? And I'm like, it's the end of the show. I like had my wig cap on. I was like, yes, I want to meet Idina Menzel. Oh my God, does she know what she did? Does she know?
That's
she's
crazy.
awesome too. Yeah,
she's awesome, and she's so down to earth. And she was like shy.
Yeah.
She was like, I just want to tell, like, you just were so great. And I was like, do you know who you are? Like, what do you mean?
It's the weirdest situation. Yeah, we did something.
I love that.
Years ago, and yeah, it's like it was really weird. And she gives the best hugs.
Yes.
I was just like, all right, you're Adina. Like, she's like,
right. But she's like, no, I'm a person.
Frozen.
Yeah.
That's
And when you meet
crazy.
people like that, it's like, oh yeah, that's what I hope people think about me.
And they do. I was just gonna say, that's who you are, and that's what is so special. Is that again, you're carrying yourself with so much grace, and it's just because that's who Brittany is, and she just so happens to be Glenda. Wicked Broadway.
Yeah.
One more question about Broadway in an era where we see a lot of older shows coming back. We have like Back to the Future, Sweeney Todd, jukebox musicals. Is there any show that you're like, oh my God, I wish that would come back, or like maybe I could be a part of it if they ever relaunch?
Okay, do you know the first show that popped into my head, and I don't even know why at all? Xanadu. I have no idea why. I think maybe because we were like listening to disco earlier.
Okay.
And I saw it. I mean, when was that on Broadway? Like 2007, 2008. I have no idea why that popped into my head just now, but you said it, and that's what I thought of.
There you go.
I'm sure there's tons of others, but that would be so fun. And I feel like disco's back, so we could.
It's
We
kind of a
could do
vibe.
it. Yeah.
We
could do it.
But damn, Xanadu was the first thing that she went to.
I know. It shocked me too.
All right. Okay. You
I
know
don't
what I'm saying? Wow. What would yours be, Chris? What would, like, if you could go and get a ticket to any show, what would it be? A reboot.
Well, the Back to the Future one's coming out,
Yeah.
so
That's
I
gonna be
want to
good.
see that
That's
one
gonna be
so
good.
bad.
And Tommy's coming back too.
Ooh.
That's gonna be good.
I want to see The Wiz.
Yeah, well, it's coming.
I
Do you
know.
it's
That's what I'm
coming?
saying. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still
I wanna
holding my
ease on
breath for
down.
Dreamgirls.
Dreamgirls.
I still really wanted to come. I mean, I want to audition, but
Let's manifest.
yes, let us together. Let us hold hands. But like some of those just like old classic, the things that remind you of musical theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get
You're
some of
part of that.
those.
Brittany, do you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life? Because I don't know. I feel like there kind of is like a time frame for Broadway actors. But
Depends if you want to be a dancer. And
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
do
okay.
not. So I don't have that problem. Oh man, I can in different iterations. I think I see myself in the entertainment industry. Yes, for the rest of my life. I want to write. I want to produce. I want to be in front of the camera, behind the camera. On Broadway, maybe writing some Broadway, maybe directing. I see myself in the world, and I don't have any limits on what I want to do. It's like I just want to follow the opportunities and see
and be the best at it.
See where they go and be the best at it.
And when that opportunity comes, step into your space,
Yeah.
own it, and then again, open more doors for other people.
Hopefully, that's always the goal, right?
Thank you for that.
That's
Thank you
always
so
the goal.
much.
Oh, good Lord.
Thank you.
I'm still. I mean, this conversation is still in awe. We can go on for hours, but let's just commit to not losing touch, being friends for you. Come on, open door policy whenever.
Listen,
you know
don't tempt me.
I'm putting it out there.
I could be DJ. What do you want?
Well, don't take our job or anything. You know what I mean?
No, just like a little guest segment.
Yeah, there
you know,
you go.
just like
That's
you
what
know, I gotta get my radio voice on.
Please do.
Man, oh
Please
man.
come hang out
Go
whenever
for
you
it.
want. We're so excited to see you for the last few shows that you have here in New York City.
Thank you.
And we're so excited to see.
Are you
the next
coming? Are
show.
you gonna come?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I mean,
we out.
Really?
buy some
We out,
tickets.
yeah,
I'll admit to something. We went through this whole conversation. I don't think, like, I've never seen Wicked before.
Oh no!
You must come see Wicked. I mean, of course, I would love for you to see it while I'm in it. But even if you don't make it in the next 2 weeks, it is a fantastic show,
So good.
and like it's so moving. The story is timeless, and it's
It's funny. It's cute.
It's funny. It's heartwarming.
It's scary.
Like,
Some parts are scary. Like the
yeah, it's just like it really is a wonderful show.
Yeah, I will promise you. Within the next 2 weeks, we're gonna make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody keeps on roasting me, but because yes, I promise you, Brittany. I mean, virtual hugs. We'll do the hugging after we get up out of here. But goodness, thank you so much for this open, vulnerable, amazingly honest conversation, and thank you for just being you. I mean, this is what we were hoping, was just getting to know the amazing woman behind the character and letting that shine extremely bright on the Z100 airwaves, which is super cool. So thanks for hanging with us. All right, it's Z100 in our Grubhub interview lounge. Let's give Brittany.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.